The Galactic Council had ruled over the galaxy for centuries, a coalition of the most powerful alien species united by their desire for control. This council had crushed any planet, race, or civilization that stood in its path. Through brute force and advanced technology, they expanded their influence until nearly every corner of the galaxy was under their thumb. Resistance was futile, as they swiftly eradicated any opposition. Planets were burned, entire species wiped from existence. The Council's ruthless efficiency in maintaining control had made them feared by all, with most races opting for surrender rather than face the consequences of defiance. Each race within the Council had its own specialty in war. The Zathari, the Council's military enforcers, were known for their genetically enhanced warriors and devastating ground assaults. The Quarians, with their mastery of quantum warfare, controlled space battles with terrifying precision. Then there were the Drellics, known for their ability to manipulate gravity, turning entire planets against their inhabitants. Together, these species formed an unbeatable alliance, ruling through fear and crushing any potential threat. The Council's leadership, a group of influential and powerful elites, orchestrated the destruction of countless civilizations. They took pride in their efficiency, leaving no room for rebellion to fester. Any race that dared to resist was swiftly dealt with, their planets often left uninhabitable as a warning to others. Among their trophies were the ruins of fallen empires, the skeletal remains of species that once thrived now littered in their wake. The Council didn't just conquer, they eradicated any hope for future opposition. Earth, however, remained an enigma. Positioned in an unremarkable part of the galaxy, humanity had managed to stay off the Council's radar. Earth wasn't seen as a threat, merely a small, insignificant planet populated by a primitive species. Other races had tried and failed to resist the Council, and humanity had watched quietly as they fell one by one. The Council never paid much attention to Earth, and that was exactly what humanity wanted. For centuries, humans observed the Council's rise, witnessing the mistakes of other civilizations that had tried to fight back. Those who resisted openly were obliterated. Those who attempted diplomacy were enslaved. Earth learned valuable lessons from these observations, and humanity's leaders knew that direct confrontation with the Council would mean certain doom. So, they chose another path: secrecy. While the Council expanded its empire, Earth quietly advanced its technology in secret. Unknown to the Council, Earth was not as primitive as they believed. Beneath the surface, hidden from prying eyes, humanity had developed technologies far beyond what they let on. The greatest of these achievements was Project Exodus, a massive military operation designed to ensure Earth's survival in the face of inevitable conflict. It was a fleet like no other, hidden in the depths of space, concealed within asteroid belts, and cloaked behind distant moons. No one outside of Earth knew it existed, not even the Council. Project Exodus wasn't just a fleet of ships, it was a testament to humanity's ingenuity. The warships were equipped with AI-driven systems, capable of processing complex battle strategies faster than any biological commander could. These ships could operate autonomously, outmaneuvering enemy fleets with precision. Earth had developed energy shields that could absorb and deflect even the most powerful weapons in the galaxy, rendering enemy fire nearly useless. But perhaps the most devastating advancement was the creation of interdimensional missiles, capable of slipping through space-time and appearing inside enemy vessels, bypassing all defenses. In preparation for war, Earth didn't just rely on machines. Genetic engineering programs had been established to create enhanced human soldiers, capable of withstanding the intense physical and psychological demands of space combat. These soldiers were stronger, faster, and more resilient than any natural human, trained from birth to fight in the vacuum of space. The people of Earth knew that when the Council finally came for them, they had to be ready for anything. The Council, growing ever more arrogant after centuries of uncontested rule, had no idea what awaited them. They believed Earth was nothing more than a backwater planet, a small prize that they could crush without a second thought. Their conquests had been so swift and complete that they didn't bother to analyze Earth's defenses or prepare for a real battle. To them, it was just another easy victory waiting to happen. The Council had long stopped fearing any resistance, and that arrogance would be their downfall. When the Council finally decided to turn its gaze toward Earth, it wasn't out of any real necessity. Earth had no resources of value, no strategic position that could enhance their empire. It was simply the last free planet left in their domain, an insignificant rock orbiting a dying star. But the Council's thirst for complete control knew no bounds. They wanted every corner of the galaxy under their dominion, and Earth would be no exception. The decision to conquer Earth wasn't a strategic move, but an act of overconfidence. The leaders of the Galactic Council issued the order to mobilize their fleets, expecting Earth to crumble as soon as their warships appeared in orbit. They had seen it happen countless times before. Their fleet, vast and overwhelming, was dispatched with minimal effort. The Council believed that Earth would fall in days, just as so many other planets had before. In their minds, humanity wasn't worth a real fight. Little did they know, they were about to encounter a force they had never imagined. As the Council's armada began preparing for invasion, humanity quietly prepared for war. The hidden fleet, Project Exodus, remained concealed, waiting for the right moment to strike. Earth's leaders knew that this would be the defining moment in their history. They had no intention of surrendering. While the Council prepared for what they believed would be an easy conquest, they remained blissfully unaware of the devastating power Earth had been preparing for centuries. As the Council's massive fleet approached, humanity's secret weapon lay in wait, ready to unleash its full potential. The moment of truth was fast approaching, and the Galactic Council was about to learn that Earth was no longer the defenseless planet they had dismissed. Tension grew as the Council's forces closed in, and Earth remained silent. The stage was set for a battle that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. What the Council didn't realize was that this time, they weren't facing a simple resistance, or a minor uprising. They were about to face a force capable of toppling their empire, a power that had been hidden in plain sight all along. For centuries, Earth's most brilliant minds and military leaders had been working in complete secrecy, developing what would become the most advanced fleet in the galaxy. Known only to a select few, Project Exodus represented the culmination of human ingenuity, discipline, and survival instinct. While the Galactic Council believed humanity to be a minor player in the grand scheme of the galaxy, Earth was quietly building its ultimate defense, preparing for the day the Council would finally turn its gaze upon them. In the darkest corners of the solar system, massive shipyards were hidden inside asteroid belts, cleverly camouflaged from prying eyes. Here, Earth's warships were constructed, each designed with cutting-edge technology that far surpassed anything the galaxy had seen. These ships were not just massive in size, but also incredible in their complexity. They were fully autonomous, controlled by AI systems capable of making precise calculations at speeds faster than any biological mind. These AI-driven warships could outmaneuver entire fleets, making strategic decisions on the fly with no need for human intervention. The AI didn't just control basic functions, it was integrated into every aspect of the ships. From navigation to weapon systems, these ships operated with an efficiency that the Galactic Council's forces could only dream of. Earth scientists had developed AI that could analyze enemy tactics, predict movements, and counter them with minimal effort. It was a game-changer, a level of technology that no alien race had anticipated. Humanity's technological advancements didn't stop with AI, though. One of the most critical innovations of Project Exodus was the development of energy shields that could absorb and deflect even the most powerful weapons the Galactic Council possessed. These shields were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, layers of energy fields that could shift and adapt to incoming attacks, making it nearly impossible for enemies to find a weakness. While the Council relied on brute force and overwhelming numbers, Earth had perfected the art of defense, creating a shield technology that would make its fleets nearly invulnerable in battle. But defense alone wouldn't win the coming war. Humanity had also mastered the art of offense, developing weapons that could bypass the Council's most sophisticated defenses. The pinnacle of these advancements was the creation of interdimensional missiles. These weapons could slip through space-time, bypassing shields and armor, appearing directly inside enemy ships and bases. Once inside, the missiles would detonate with devastating precision, destroying critical systems and leaving the enemy helpless. It was a weapon the Council could never see coming, a tool of destruction that made Earth's offensive capabilities unmatched. Another key to Earth's superiority was its stealth technology. The Council prided itself on its advanced scanning systems, able to detect ships from light years away. But Earth had developed a way to cloak entire fleets, rendering them invisible to even the most advanced scanners. These cloaking systems allowed Earth's ships to move undetected through space, hiding in plain sight. As the Council's fleets moved through the galaxy, confident in their ability to detect any threat, they had no idea that Earth's forces were lurking just beyond their reach, watching, waiting for the right moment to strike. Technology alone wasn't enough to ensure victory, though. Earth knew it would take more than advanced ships and weapons to defeat the Galactic Council. That's where genetically engineered soldiers came into play. For decades, Earth had been quietly enhancing its combatants, creating a new breed of human designed specifically for the harsh realities of space warfare. These soldiers were stronger, faster, and more resilient than any natural human, able to withstand the intense physical and psychological demands of battle. They had been trained in zero-gravity combat, a skill that no alien force had truly mastered. Their battle suits, equipped with cutting-edge tech, enhanced their strength, speed, and agility, making them formidable opponents on any battlefield. These genetically engineered soldiers were not just trained for combat, they were bred for it. Their purpose was singular: to defend Earth at any cost. They were Earth's last line of defense, and they were more than ready for the fight ahead. Despite all of this preparation, secrecy remained Earth's greatest weapon. The leaders behind Project Exodus knew that the only way to defeat the Council was to remain hidden until the right moment. For this reason, Earth's fleet had been split across the solar system, with bases cloaked on moons, hidden deep in space stations, and scattered among the asteroid belts. These installations were completely invisible to the Council, their locations known only to Earth's highest-ranking officials. The strategy was brilliant in its simplicity: hide in plain sight until the moment of attack. Earth had perfected this technique, mastering the art of deception. While the Galactic Council moved across the galaxy, unaware of the threat Earth posed, humanity continued to build its fleet, knowing that one day, the Council would come for them. And when that day came, Earth would be ready. The Galactic Council, for all its power and influence, had grown complacent. Its leaders were dismissive of Earth's capabilities, viewing humanity as a minor species that posed no real threat. They believed that when the time came, Earth would be as easy to conquer as any other planet. After all, no species had ever truly resisted the Council's might. Why would Earth be any different? This arrogance would be the Council's undoing. While they prepared their invasion fleet, confident in their eventual victory, Earth's hidden forces were quietly mobilizing. The Council had no idea that the planet they thought would fall without a fight was on the verge of unleashing a power greater than anything they had ever encountered. As the Council's massive fleet entered the solar system, their ships casting long shadows over Earth, they remained blissfully unaware of the trap they were walking into. The warships of Project Exodus remained cloaked, hidden behind moons and asteroids, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves. Earth's leaders watched from their hidden command centers, knowing that the battle that was about to unfold would determine the fate of not just their planet, but the entire galaxy. The stage was set. The Galactic Council believed they had already won, but they had underestimated their opponent. Earth's fleet, with its superior technology, advanced soldiers, and unparalleled strategy, was about to launch an assault that would forever change the balance of power in the galaxy. The Council was walking into a storm, and they didn't even know it. The Galactic Council's fleet arrived at Earth with the confidence of an unstoppable force. Their armada, vast and imposing, blotted out the stars as it descended into Earth's orbit. Ships from every species within the Council were present, each one armed with the most powerful weapons the galaxy had to offer. There were dreadnoughts as large as cities, bristling with weapons designed to devastate planets. Smaller attack ships swarmed around them, ready to deploy ground troops to ensure a swift and complete victory. The Council's fleet was a terrifying spectacle, the sheer size of it enough to bring civilizations to their knees without a single shot being fired. From the Council's perspective, this was just another routine conquest. They had done it countless times before: arrive, overwhelm, demand surrender, and claim the planet. They had no reason to believe Earth would be any different. As their ships formed an unbreakable wall around the planet, the Council's commanders sent a message to Earth demanding immediate surrender. They expected no resistance, just another species cowering before their might. To them, Earth was a minor obstacle, and their overwhelming show of force would be enough to subdue the planet. But Earth had no intention of surrendering. Just as the Council's fleet began preparing to deploy its ground forces, something unexpected happened. Project Exodus was activated. Earth's hidden fleet, cloaked in the asteroid belts and concealed behind distant moons, suddenly appeared in the heart of the Council's armada. In an instant, the Council's sense of superiority began to crack. Warships that had been invisible moments before now surrounded their forces, and the battlefield shifted in Earth's favor. Earth's AI-driven warships wasted no time. They locked onto the most critical targets within the Council's fleet, attacking with a precision and speed that left the alien commanders scrambling. The Council's ships were built for brute force, but Earth's ships were built for strategy. The AI-controlled vessels outmaneuvered the Council's fleet with ease, predicting their movements and cutting off their escape routes. In seconds, the once intimidating Council armada was thrown into chaos. Their key vessels, including command ships and weapon platforms, were destroyed before they could even launch a counterattack. The shock didn't end there. Earth's warships unleashed their interdimensional missiles, a weapon the Council had never seen before. These missiles bypassed the Council's shields entirely, slipping through space-time and materializing directly inside enemy ships. One by one, the most heavily armored Council ships exploded from within, unable to comprehend what had hit them. There were no defenses against these weapons. They were simply too advanced. What was supposed to be an overwhelming show of force for the Council turned into a massacre. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council faced an opponent that didn't just resist, they retaliated. The Council's commanders, who had never faced a real challenge, were in complete disarray. They had come to Earth expecting to crush a primitive species, but instead, they were being systematically destroyed. Panic spread through their ranks as they tried to make sense of the situation. Their scanners, once able to detect even the slightest threat, were rendered useless by Earth's stealth technology. They couldn't see where the next attack would come from, and their ships were falling apart before their eyes. While the space battle raged on, Earth's genetically enhanced soldiers engaged in ground combat across various Council-controlled moons and outposts. These soldiers were unlike anything the Council's forces had ever encountered. Clad in their battle suits, Earth soldiers were faster, stronger, and more agile than any alien combatant. Trained in zero-gravity warfare, they used the environment to their advantage, outflanking and outmaneuvering the Council's troops at every turn. The Council's elite forces, who had been unbeatable for so long, were quickly overwhelmed by the human soldiers. Earth had not only prepared for space warfare but had also trained its ground forces to perfection. The Council, in a desperate attempt to salvage the battle, deployed their most elite troops. These were the best soldiers in the galaxy, handpicked from the most powerful species in the Council. They had never known defeat. But even they were no match for Earth's genetically enhanced warriors. The human soldiers, equipped with advanced weaponry and tactical training, cut through the Council's elite forces with devastating efficiency. Every time the Council tried to push back, Earth's forces countered with precision and speed. As the Council's fleet continued to fall apart, the desperation in their ranks became palpable. Their once invincible warships were being torn apart by Earth's AI-driven tactics and advanced weaponry. Their commanders, who had never faced defeat, were now faced with the grim reality that they were losing control of the battle. In one last effort to turn the tide, the Council ordered their remaining ships to regroup and launch a counteroffensive. But it was too late. Earth's strategy had worked to perfection. The Council, overwhelmed and outmatched, began to retreat. Their once mighty fleet, which had been poised to conquer Earth with ease, was now fleeing in disarray. The Council's commanders, humiliated and defeated, had no choice but to pull back. But the damage had been done. Their armada was shattered, their forces decimated, and their reputation as the dominant power in the galaxy was in ruins. As the Council's remaining ships fled, Earth's fleet began to move. The battle for Earth had been won, but the war was far from over. Project Exodus had only just begun. Earth's warships, now emboldened by their victory, set their sights on the Council's homeworld. The once feared Galactic Council was on the brink of collapse, but they were not yet defeated. Earth's leaders knew that the only way to secure their future was to dismantle the Council entirely. The Council's retreat marked the beginning of the end for their empire. Earth's forces, with their superior technology and unmatched strategy, were now pushing toward the very heart of the Council's power. The galaxy, once ruled with an iron fist by the Council, was about to witness a new era. And it was Earth, the planet the Council had dismissed as insignificant, that would bring it about. The final confrontation was coming, and the Council, for all its power, would be unable to stop it. The final stage of Earth's campaign against the Galactic Council had begun. With their fleet in disarray and their forces scattered, the once invincible empire was now vulnerable. Earth, emboldened by their victory in defending their home, set their sights on the Council's heart, their homeworld. It was a planet thought to be impenetrable, fortified with the most advanced defenses in the galaxy. For centuries, it had stood as a symbol of the Council's dominance, a place where no one dared to tread. But now, with Earth's hidden fleet emerging victorious from the previous battles, Earth's fleet, led by AI-driven warships and supported by the unmatched precision of interdimensional missiles, began their final assault. The Council's defenses, once thought impenetrable, were no match for Earth's advanced tactics and technology. Earth's forces used a combination of stealth and brute force, breaking through the Council's final line of defense with terrifying efficiency. The Council, accustomed to fighting against species that could never match their power, was caught off guard by Earth's ability to bypass their shields and devastate their core systems from within. As Earth's warships rained down destruction, the Galactic Council began to fracture. The species that had once stood united under the Council's rule now found themselves divided. The leaders of the Council, recognizing that they were outmatched, turned on each other in a desperate attempt to survive. What had once been a unified front crumbled into chaos as the different factions within the Council sought to escape the coming destruction. Those who had long benefited from the Council's dominance now fought amongst themselves, each scrambling to save their own species. But it was too late. Earth's warships pressed the attack, their AI systems relentlessly targeting the Council's remaining forces. Interdimensional missiles slipped through the last vestiges of the Council's defenses, obliterating their key installations and warships. Earth's forces dismantled the Council's empire piece by piece, ensuring that no remnant of their power could ever rise again. What had once seemed like an impenetrable fortress was now little more than a smoking ruin, brought to its knees by Earth's superior strategy and technological prowess. With the Council defeated, a vacuum of power was left in its wake. The alien species that had been enslaved or subjugated by the Council now found themselves free, but unsure of what the future would hold. In the midst of this uncertainty, they turned to Earth for leadership. Earth, once dismissed as a primitive backwater planet, had proven itself to be the most advanced and strategic force in the galaxy. But rather than impose their will through conquest or domination, humanity chose a different path. Earth's leaders, though victorious, understood the burden of power. Instead of following the Council's path of oppression, humanity sought to rebuild the galaxy with cooperation and peace. Earth extended a hand to the newly liberated species, offering guidance and support instead of subjugation. The other species, having witnessed the might of Earth's forces, accepted this offer, recognizing that humanity's strength came not only from its advanced technology but from its strategic wisdom and restraint. Humanity had won the war, but they knew that the real challenge lay in building a better future for the galaxy. As the dust settled, the galaxy entered a new era. The Galactic Council, once the most feared force in the universe, was no more. In its place, a new coalition was born, led by humanity and shaped by the values of cooperation, innovation, and resilience. Earth, through its ingenuity and determination, had secured its place as the dominant force in the galaxy. But rather than ruling with an iron fist, they chose to lead with empathy and vision. This new alliance, built on the ruins of the Council, was one of mutual respect, where each species could contribute to the betterment of the galaxy. The rise of humanity had not come easily. It had taken centuries of preparation, careful planning, and the development of technology that surpassed anything the galaxy had ever seen. But in the end, it was not just Earth's technology that had won the war. It was humanity's ability to adapt, to learn from the mistakes of others, and to strategize in ways the Council could never have anticipated. The defeat of the Galactic Council was a testament to the power of human ingenuity, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there is always a way forward. In the aftermath of the war, Earth continued to push the boundaries of what was possible. The scientists and engineers who had worked in secret on Project Exodus were now free to share their knowledge with the rest of the galaxy. New technologies, once hidden from view, were now used to rebuild planets that had been devastated by the Council's reign. Earth's AI systems, once used for war, were repurposed to help develop new infrastructure, to heal the wounds left by centuries of conflict. The interdimensional technology, which had been so effective in battle, was now used to explore the far reaches of the galaxy, opening new frontiers for discovery and cooperation. In this new era, humanity stood as a beacon of hope. The species of the galaxy, once fearful of the Council's power, now looked to Earth as a source of stability and progress. The lessons learned from the fall of the Council were clear: power without wisdom leads to destruction, but when guided by strategy, patience, and a commitment to peace, it can usher in a new age of prosperity. The story of Earth's rise, from a seemingly insignificant planet to the most powerful force in the galaxy, was one of resilience and determination. The galaxy had long underestimated humanity, believing them to be a minor player in the grand scheme of things. But through careful planning and the relentless pursuit of innovation, Earth had proven that even the smallest of players could topple the mightiest of empires. As the galaxy moved forward, Earth's hidden strength, represented by Project Exodus, became a symbol of what humanity could achieve when pushed to the brink. It was a reminder that no matter the odds, humanity's potential was limitless. The fall of the Galactic Council marked the beginning of a new chapter in the galaxy's history, one where the values of cooperation, resilience, and strategy would guide the future. And it was Earth, the planet that had once been overlooked, that would lead the way into that future, proving once and for all that there is no greater force in the universe than human ingenuity.